Talk to it.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. I'm in that mode. It's the best daytime live show on all of YouTube. You know what it is. It's the classic codes. I gotta come to the ring, baby.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different.
Yeah.
This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Go looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And when they start to stand on 9, that's where it in with me.
Talk.
It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a
Yeah, let's get it
maybe
going.
make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me. They out of master discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation,
man.
cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused.
Let's get
Want the fruit
focused.
to your label, gotta climb the
All right. Woo. Yo, it's classic with the classic codes, man. And I got another great live show for y'all today. You know how we get down. We gonna go to a live reaction. We got a question of the day. We have a code language conversation, and we have a story time as well, man. So we got a full slate for y'all, and we coming in early evening tonight. We coming in early evening. Y'all know I had to go to physical therapy to get this leg right. You know what I'm saying? So listen. We're going to get right into it, but you know what I need y'all to do if it's your first time tapping in, watching this live or watching it on the replay. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button and get active in the comments because we got to have a conversation because we got to crack these codes, man. So I'm grateful to have everybody in the chat. 333 for everybody that's with me. Souls of Thought in the building early. Anybody that's here, man, we know we greatly appreciate you, man, for sure. So we heading over to After Hours with Anton Daniels. I feel real good. The topic that they own probably will have me in my bag. Hopefully, I don't get off into this shit too heavy and go into
natural born crash dummy.
We're gonna try to keep it cool. But the topic that they talking about, and I got a new definition for y'all today. Y'all know I got my definition words, man. I'm gonna turn that into a book for real. But this gonna be my fourth word that I'm defining today. So that's coming with the question of the day. So y'all stay tapped in, man. But let's move into the first segment, which is going to be our live reaction video. We're going over to Anton Daniels After Hours. And they're going to be talking about something very interesting. And with me being a spiritual brother, y'all definitely probably, if you have a more linear belief system, you definitely probably going to get some unique takes on this one. I would ask for those who are listening to me for the first time, going into this reaction video in this particular topic, please don't be sensitive, but instead be open-minded and have an open heart to just gaining greater understanding. Don't listen to me or any of the panelists to agree with them, but just to understand their perspective and where it's coming from. It makes all of us more well-rounded to be able to understand, even if we're in disagreement. I think we can all agree with that. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to press play and get active. Let's go.
Free will.
Karen,
So if you decide
that's
to cut
stupid.
your wrist, it is stupid to cut your wrist. I agree.
Listen, Karen, you just tried to gas me. Because I couldn't explain and say the bodily parts, you dismissing all of that and giving the credit to God. Karen, okay.
What I'm trying to show, what I was trying to show you by asking you that is that everything is not on a man level. You're not alive right now, 2K, because of you. You're not. You're just not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You weren't even born. You weren't even born because of you.
My mama did that. Another human. Anything
How did it happen?
Where the first human come from?
By that logic, who created God? If one person can't create all, who the fuck created God?
Hey, listen to me. 2K is asking all the questions I asked in Bible study growing up. I was a hand raiser. I was a hand raiser growing up. When these type of topics came up, the title of this video is actually called "Why Do I Have to Prove God to You?" That's what the panel gonna be talking about. I'll be chiming in. But I was definitely a hand raiser. I was a guy who had a lot of questions similar to this one. So I'm interested to see where this goes. Let's get it going. Everybody hit that like button. Let's go.
Well, which God? Because some people have different versions of God.
There had to be one before it was two. Who created the one?
How do we know it was just like?
That's what I'm saying, y'all.
That's something different. And what y'all are now asking is a different question from what you were just saying. I'm saying those are two different things. And again, the reason that I was just bringing that up, whether you believe in God or not, was really just to help you to understand that there are things that happen in your existence that is beyond human level. And if you can't at least acknowledge that, then I believe you're being disingenuous about creation. And then if you do acknowledge that, then you have to be willing to say there's something bigger than me. There's something bigger than me and you and you and you, because we're sitting here and this heart just beats for years and years and years.
That's how the body works.
I can breathe it.
That's how the body works.
Okay, that's fine. But somebody had to create the body.
Who created the creator?
There's the creation and there's the creator.
Okay,
and
this
someone
is a
had to
matrix.
create some.
Hey, chat, y'all ready for me to start asking hard ass questions yet? Or we gonna keep rolling? Y'all let me know in the chat, man. For now, I'm gonna press play. So it's a decent length on the video. It's like a 35-minute video, so we gonna roll.
Not Molly. I get
We're
it.
living
You're
in
not
a simulation,
y'all. I get it. I was at that space too. When you're not a believer, you can look at all these different aspects. I get it.
Carrie, you got to be a believer because you don't have an answer.
And that's where the faith and 2K. That is where the faith component comes in.
No, there's never ever been a test you can take and you put a fucking question mark there for the answer and get credit for it. What you telling me to have? No. Y'all telling me to have faith for shit that y'all can't give me the answer to.
I'm not telling you to have faith. I'm not telling you to have anything.
You don't have the answer, so you give me faith to run with.
2K.
That's how I go. 2K not lying. I feel where Carrie coming from, and I understand what 2K saying, because a lot of times that was the answer I used to get. I got a million hard ass questions, and I'm gonna just start throwing them out as they come to me organically throughout the course of this reaction video. And I would love to hear what y'all say all through the comments on the playback and live right now. But listen to me. That's what they give you. When you ask a question that pastor don't got the answer for, or youth pastor don't got the answer for, they give you pray about it, and they give you read the word for yourself, and they give you you're not supposed to, his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways is not the ways, and all that. They give you them same three little bullshit ass responses to in place of I don't know. They give you them same three bullshit responses in place of shit, I don't know. That's a good question. That's what, if I was a pastor, I can't stop being a real person. I can't stop being a real person because I decided to take up ministry. So if I'm a pastor and somebody asks me a question, all the years I've been reading the Bible, and this 12-year-old come to me and ask me a question I never thought about, instead of being real in that moment and being like, well, son, that's a good question. Never thought about that. I'm going to do some reading and some research. Think you should do some reading and research? Let's reconvene on this in a week. See what both of us find. What's wrong with saying I don't know when you don't know? But instead, they'll feed you some shit. So let's go.
Listen, I'm not trying to push anything on you. You said you don't have the answer. I'm telling you, for Carrie, that is where faith comes into play. That is where acceptance that there is something much bigger and greater than me comes into play. And then I do my research and I work backwards. And that's how I landed on Christianity, Jesus, the Bible. All of that lines up for me. That's the walk.
And I'm telling you, you need the faith because there's no answer and there ain't nothing you can study to come up with these answers. So you rely on something like faith with no answer. You let that be your blanket answer that covers everything.
No, see, this is the thing. Anytime you give people who don't want to believe, anytime you give them the answer, it's never going to be good enough.
That's not.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair for Slimmy to do that. Let me interject right there. Coming in and saying people who don't want to believe, that's not fair. Because I'm not a Christian. I believe in God for sure, but I'm not a Christian. You know, I'm not religious at all. But it's for fundamental understanding is the reason why I'm not religious. But I believe in God wholeheartedly. I pray more than most religious people. But for Slimmy to sit here and say, to come into the conversation and say for somebody who don't want to believe, it's not that people don't want to believe. It's people who actually believe. They actually read the book, the whole thing, which most Christians do not do in their lifetime. They read the whole book and they see the inefficiencies in this. They see where some certain things don't make sense. They develop questions along the journey of reading and they never get the answers by the time they finish. So then they go to men who are supposed to know better than they are. You preach the words, you anointed all this, you go holler at them. And then they feed you some generic shit. Have faith. Or his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways. And then in the Bible and different scriptures, it tell you to read it and interpret it for yourself. And then it also tell you in Revelations that you'll never fully understand it. So it'd be double talking. And that's just the real, you know, on the codes, we're going to have an honest conversation for people who easily offended or whatever the case may be. Just cut it off. But these conversations need to be had. They need to exist. You know what I'm saying? So let's let them continue.
Wait. I just sat here and can I speak?
It is true.
No, because anytime you give them a reasoning, a rationale, it's never going to be good enough. They're going to keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. It never stops. You know, like, so it's almost damn near pointless because you've already gotten your mind made up, and no matter what somebody says, they can never prove to you anything because you're actually not even open to really hearing it for real.
Well, and that's why if you
I'm having this conversation. Listen, that's stupid.
Okay, well,
no, because you're saying that faith is non-existent. So then there's no point to talking anymore.
Listen, you can have as much faith as you want to. Faith isn't the answer.
2K is not wrong. And I understand where Slimmy coming from. Jay Zilla said underrated talent that I don't know. Yeah, a lot more people should be comfortable saying I don't know. I'm quick to say I don't know something if I don't know something. I'll be like, I don't know, and I don't want to make nothing up for you. Souls of Thought said religion is just doing things habitually. Read that definition. LOL, that's a fact. Because I religiously stream. Souls of Thought said we have fed into tradition, not faith, or a relationship with God. Absolutely. And it's a lot of Bible worshipers too. There's a lot of people who worship the book versus the Lord. It's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we're gonna get, this is a long video, y'all, and I intend to do the whole thing. I don't have a reason to rush. So we're gonna get into a lot. Let's let them chime in.
That's what I'm telling you. You have gave me no answer.
How is faith not an answer?
If you say 2 + 2 equals faith, I'll look at you stupid.
Okay, so
it's not an answer.
Faith is always an answer, and I'm gonna tell you how. Wait. So if faith is not an answer, tell me this. Do you believe that your wife will always cheat on you?
I don't know.
Do you believe that your wife will always cheat on you?
I don't know.
It's a yes or no answer.
No, it's not.
Yes
No, it's not. No, it's not. He's acknowledging that he doesn't know. So in relation to the conversation they're having about religion, for everybody sliding through, make sure y'all hit that like button. Welcome to the chat. In relation to the conversation they're having, right? For a person who is not religious and they don't necessarily believe in God, but they don't disbelieve in God, they're just walking around like, shit, I don't know the truth, and I'm willing to just acknowledge I don't know the truth. I don't want to subscribe to anything and act like I know some shit. I just want to acknowledge that I don't truly know. I just got here, and this shit been around for a long time. That's called being agnostic. And a lot of times when you tell people some shit like I don't know, they'll just assume they'll tag you atheist, but it's because of a lack of vocabulary. There's a lot more people who are agnostic than atheists. They're just willing to accept that they don't know. Because let me tell you the difference between an agnostic person and a Christian. One feels different than the other. Neither one of them know the truth. The difference between an agnostic person and a Muslim. One feels differently than the other. Neither one of them knows the truth. You don't know the truth. There's certain things that you can know. Anything you know, you can prove. Faith is literally the opposite of having proof. So people who have strong faith will tell you, I know that my God and the way that I believe in God is real. A person who is a truth seeker and not a faith seeker, they can acknowledge that that person just feels real strong about it. Because if you had to tell them to prove it, all they could do was give you a testimony of some sort, which is fine. The problem becomes when I can go find an atheist who denounces a belief in God at all, and they can testify to you too about something miraculous that happened for them. You'll just tell that person it was God, and they'll tell you, I still don't believe that shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be a stalemate regardless. You know what I'm saying? But I think more people need to understand that they don't understand. Let's go.
No.
Do I believe that she will always cheat on me? No.
You don't, right?
Right.
Because you have faith that she won't.
But there's an answer to that question.
No. You have faith. You can't control it. You can't control her.
No.
But
if she cheat on me, I will have
control her. But no.
If she don't, I will have a concrete answer.
Wait. But when you got married, you were having faith that this woman would be devoted to you, right?
I can have all the faith that I want to, but
yes or no? Yes or no, big dog?
Yes, but there's a clear answer.
Right.
If she
but that doesn't.
That's the concrete answer. If she don't, that's the concrete answer. No matter what my faith is, that don't change the answer whether she will or whether she won't.
But you do have faith, though, right? But you have faith, though, right?
Faith
is you have faith, though. You have faith in your wife. You got faith in your wife that she's gonna do the right thing for you.
But what's the point, Flame?
Faith is a thing.
Bro, but they haven't. It's almost like he's making a moot point. He's saying you have faith that your wife won't cheat. Is he trying to make the point that everybody operates in faith? Sure. When you proceed at a green light, you have faith that nobody on either side of you is blowing the red light. We all operate in some form of faith in some capacity, no matter what. You know what I mean? So if that's the point he's making, it's true, but it doesn't counter anything that 2K has been pointing out. He's making a moot point, it seems like. Because faith isn't proof. That's the difference between feeling and knowing. Let's read the definition of faith real quick, and then we're going to proceed. I'm cool with this video being a little long. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Faith definition. Faith, complete trust or confidence in someone or something. The second definition, which applies to religion, strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. That is the definition of faith. So he's trying to use faith as proof. Faith isn't proof. Some people raise their hand in Bible study because they're trying to get proof to go with their faith. See, you could call me a conspiracy theorist because I know giants are real. They were real and are real. You say, give me proof. I could pull up proof. I can show you hella locations all across the planet Earth where there's petrified giants that we now call mountains, hills, mounds. Petrified giant trees that we now call mountains, volcanoes, etc. There's proof. I don't have to have faith in it. I can go catch a flight and touch it. No puffy. So I don't really get where Slimmy going with this one, but I fuck with Slimmy though. Let's go.
I'm saying faith don't exist.
I said faith not an answer.
It's not an answer. So 2K, so here's the thing. Although I believe in faith, I understand exactly what you're saying. Faith is not concrete. It's not something that you can put your hands on and say,
it's an idea.
I brought this here as an answer. You are correct in that way. So faith is not going to be an answer that works for you, but I do believe, I have faith that you will find what works for you. And even if you don't, I still have faith that it'll be okay. And I know that you said like, oh, well, before I was born, you know, where was I? I don't have memories of that. You don't have memories of when you were 2 weeks old either, but that's not to say that that didn't happen. Like, so we came from somewhere. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. I just want to go back and say that before we move on.
Okay. I want to hear from Anton because I know he got a long drawn out answer.
Nope.
But
Why do I have to have a long drawn out answer?
You Anton, nigga, like that's why you be quiet, so you can talk for 20 minutes in a row. Like, what are you talking about?
and if you are who you said you are, nigga, you need to debunk all the fuckery that just came out of Molly and 2K's mouth.
You can't. I think we live in a simulation, to be honest. So I don't know how you would convince me otherwise. But that doesn't mean I'm not spiritual and have spiritual beliefs or a foundation.
Well,
I think the planet is a big computer.
What the fuck? Kinda.
I ain't opposed to that.
If you look at the megalith,
when you travel, right? When you go into a destination or a place that you've never been before, can you say that you have faith that you'll arrive there, even though you don't have the evidence that it exists outside of somebody else telling you that it exists?
Yeah.
How is it any different when it comes to spirituality?
Because I can get an answer while I'm still alive.
No.
I don't have to wait till I die to find out that it's not a hell of heaven.
You're moving too fast. The concept of faith is applicable in every aspect of life because we believe based off of something that somebody told us, not necessarily because we have the evidence of. The concept of faith, and the reason why it says faith without works is dead, because you believe in it, which is one of the reasons why you put your energy into it, even though you cannot guarantee, you do not have the evidence of, and you cannot in any way, shape, or form predict exactly what's going to happen. And that's when life lives, right? That's when life is life. But you're believing in it based off of something that somebody else told you, not necessarily because you have evidence, but you're putting your energy into it, hoping to get to the outcome. And that same concept is applicable to anything, whether you want to put it in the form of spirituality, whether you want to put it in the form of whether or not you're going to achieve this particular career, so on and so forth. So Carrie is right. Her belief in it doesn't necessarily have to align with yours, but it doesn't mean that it's any less true because you live by these principles, even though it's not necessarily applicable in spirituality for you. You still.
Yeah, it doesn't make it true because Carrie believed the other way either, though. Neither person has proof. I'm trying to get this through to you guys. Nobody knows shit. All we know for sure is that there's a source of energy that we call God that gives everything alive life, and it is much greater than you or I as individuals or all of us together as a body. All of us together as a body are technically it. You get it? So don't the humans know what happens when this physical little sleeve that your energy is encompassing and your consciousness is encompassing, the sleeve, when this sleeve stop working right and that energy got to move around and shit like that? Don't nobody know what happened at that point except people who got to that point, and we can't talk to them. It's a few people here with the gifts to go talk to them and ask them how that work. Now, if you want to tap in with them, they charge money to do that for you. Just find a good one that's right, so they don't put nothing on you either, because you'll leave up out of there with some shit on you too. That's why I don't even play with that stuff. But I'm trying to talk to y'all. No, it's okay to know that you don't know. It'll take something off of you just to realize you don't know. It'll take something. It'll lift a big weight off of you. I'll be hating seeing Christians all bogged down, worried about going to hell. Them niggas worry about hell every day. That's got to be fucking torturous to be worried about. That ain't that a raw deal? Let's talk about it. Now some of my good questions coming out. We 10 minutes in. We about a third of the way through the video. Listen. Now some of my good questions finna come out. Yeah. Let me lock in. Now, God, the God I believe in, because my God ain't in nobody's book. My God just outside. You know what I'm saying? But the God I believe in love me to death. Love me. Love my dirty draws. Love me in the womb. Love me when I was in my daddy balls. Love me when my daddy was in his daddy balls. The God I love, right? Now, why would you, out of all the sperm cells, I made it to the egg. Boom. I come to life, 10 fingers, 10 toes, healthy baby. Grow up strong black man. You put me here. I ain't asked to be here, but I'm here. Cool. I'm happy. I'm grateful. You tell me, hey, here go a list of rules. Most of your bodily natural desires and your natural proclivity to survive go against a lot of these rules. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Don't do none of this shit. If you do, make sure you ask me, like, say sorry, ask me to forgive you. If you neglect to do so, then I'm gonna take what your soul, which is eternal. You gonna this little experience, that's gonna be short, 70 years, 80 years, 90 years. But your soul, the eternal part, I'm gonna burn that bitch up for all of the rest of forever if you don't follow these rules. If you told niggas while they was still in the nutsack that this how it go, it's a lot of people who would be like, shit, I'm not even gonna swim up there to that. I'm not swimming up there to that egg. You can't do nothing fun over there, and if you do, for the rest of forever, you just burn up. It's gonna be motherfucking demons climbing on the walls, it's fiery grave, and all this shit. First off, just saying it out loud, it sounds like a real good children's story. If I'm just being honest, not disrespectful, just honest. It sounds like a great children's story, like a R.L. Stein book or some shit. But secondly, that sounds like a raw deal. It sounds like a raw deal. For real. And then, like, when you read the doctrines and stuff, like it make it seem like God real personable and shit. Like it's a nigga or something, like a homie and shit. Like just like the ultimate big homie and shit. Like God daddy, you know what I'm saying? Sky daddy and shit. Like that's what it make it seem like. Like God get mad, God be seeking vengeance, God, giving wrath and shit. It just make it seem like, And so when you read it objectively, because sometimes it's like this, like God didn't show you religion showed you God. Think about that. God didn't tell you about religion told you about God. I just want to let that soak in. I know the chat trying to ingest this shit, but no, let's really have the conversation. Jay Zilla said, well, scientifically, tradition is an idiot thing. Rick Sanchez. So I want to see what the rest of Anton finna say though. Because leaning into faith, like we just read the definition of faith. So leaning into faith, like I get why 2K keeps repeating over and over that faith isn't an answer. Because leaning into faith is like, okay, faith is literally the belief in something that you cannot prove, but you feel strongly about it. Like, okay, we can respect that you got strong feelings. I had strong ass feelings for a girl before that it didn't work out with. A few of them. I had faith though. You couldn't tell me we wasn't gonna get married. It didn't happen though. Like feeling strong is cool. We respect it, but to push it like proof is it gets to a point when you speak it to a certain type of person where it start feeling like you insulting our intelligence. You feel me? But let's let Anton cook, man.
Do it. You do it every day subconsciously. You just don't know that you're doing it because you've been programmed to live that way. But that's not something that's abnormal for you. You believe in it. It's just that you don't want to make it applicable to that thing as far as spirituality, because that's the one thing that you place a higher value as far as somebody having to prove it to you. But we don't do that in any other aspect of life. You just believe it.
Just believe what, Anton?
Huh?
Just believe what?
You believe anything of anybody. You believe your teacher. You believe your parents. And I'm not saying that you in particular. I'm saying people. We believe our teachers. We believe our parents. We believe people that tell us that we're going to get rich. We believe our
you have faith in Anton that he will not lead you wrong.
We believe our therapists. We believe every single person. And we put our faith in people, which is really interesting because people really don't have any real say-so or governance. And most of the time, it's one of the reasons why I believe that therapy is a scam, because I believe that most of these people are trying to make money, not necessarily guide you right. They don't even have answers. They are in a profession that they've created in order to continue to keep calm.
Yo, I hate when Anton talk about therapy. He is so, like, respect to Anton. Like, I fuck with Anton Daniels, but I do not like when he talk about therapy. He don't know the first thing about therapy. Every time he talk about therapy, it displays how ignorant he is about therapy. Therapists don't guide you, fam. Therapists don't give you advice. That's life coach shit. These niggas who be talking about they coaches and all that shit, them the people that become your homies and be giving you advice and shit. They just paid confidants and shit. Therapy don't do that. It's a real skill. Now, is there an element of guidance that is not advice? Yes. They'll ask you a question that you have to ask yourself And within asking yourself and answering yourself, you find out things about yourself. And they just sitting there watching you deal with yourself. That's therapy, fam. It's not a scam. It allows people to deal with themselves in a contractually safe environment. I would rather talk to a therapist than my best friend about some deep, dark, personal shit. I'd rather talk to a therapist. Why? Because on paper, if you share my motherfucking business, you're gonna have to give me some bread. Your friends will share your business just because they can't hold no motherfucking water. You see how that works? Therapy is good for a whole bunch of reasons. Is therapy useful to everybody? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Niggas who don't, first off, the first group of people therapy not useful to is the niggas who be like, I don't think therapy work. It's not useful to you. Nigga, a ladder don't work if you don't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? So like every time he started talking about therapy, I just be like, bro, like stop, bro, stop. And there's a lot of types of therapy. So I don't get why he be talking when he don't. Like, one thing about me, G, if I don't know something, I'm gonna be quiet and learn. If I don't know something, I'm gonna be quiet and learn. I promise you that. I'm cool with being ignorant. Nobody knows everything. The fastest way to learn some shit is to know that you don't know. Bro, stop talking like time. When you see this, bro, stop talking about therapy, bro. You do not know what you're talking about, dog. I don't even care if he come out and say, I've been to a therapy session. No, bro. Until going to a therapy session, don't even let you know that you know about therapy. A therapy session, your first therapy session, half that shit is gathering information, getting paperwork together, and then getting some basic foundational questions out the way. That shit ain't even a real, it's a feeler. So like, I wish he'd leave the topic of therapy alone. Let's continue.
Commerce and continue to make money. So when I see people try to debunk religion or try to debunk spirituality by questioning is, whether or not it's applicable, while at the same time living by that same principle is just in a different form or fashion, it confuses me because they go so hard against it when in reality that's what they do every single day.
But it's easy to put faith in a teacher or a parent because you will get a direct result. No matter
how do you know? Because you got to go to school for 12 years at least before you graduate high school, another 4 years at least if you want to graduate from college. How do you know when you're not there yet? How can you get an answer for something that you haven't even lived in?
Because first of all, it's examples of the work. Okay, you tell me I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go to school for all this time, then I can turn around and look at 10 examples of what that I'm trying to be. It's more than faith. I can see it.
Well, that's not.
As a matter of fact, it takes more faith for you to believe in that teacher, because in our case, if you say you was raised in Mississippi, then that would mean you have more examples of people that failed than people that are successful. As a matter of fact, when it comes to success, there are less people that are successful the higher up you get. But why do we believe it? Why do niggas believe that they actually gonna make it to the NBA and it's only 450 NBA players? No, think about it. They believe it even though they know that it's a fleeting possibility that it's gonna happen. Okay, they will put work in, they will practice every day, they will shoot their shots, they will dribble all day long, they will play in the rain, snow, sleet, all of that. And
he working against himself with this analogy. All the millions of kids that believe they're going to the NBA, only 450 in the NBA. So that means a whole bunch of people had strong ass belief and faith in some shit that didn't come to pass. He working against himself, literally.
They believe it with all their heart, even though they know that the probability is not real and they've never seen it from anybody that they know.
2,000 niggas thought they were going to the NBA.
Bro, I believe, man, listen, I'm finna crash out, bro. I'm having a hard time with this one, y'all. I was going to try to avoid it. This video too long. I might have to cut it short so I don't crash out. Nigga, I'd rather have faith that I'm going to the NBA than believe that a nigga who wasn't even violent when he was here finna float down in the sky and fix my nigga problems. And you wasn't even active when you was here the first time. But this time, some horns gonna go off. You finna float down and get busy around this bitch. You know how many years niggas been going through shit waiting on a nigga named Jesus to pull up on our behalf, and the same people that's oppressing us believe in the same nigga. Y'all don't want to have a real conversation, so let's roll.
It didn't come true for 1,600 of them. Their truth is
2,000. What do you mean?
No. You saying 400?
Them up, nigga. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Only 400 had the faith and they actually made it. It was 1,600 that had the faith that didn't make it.
No. Most of these niggas that's in the NBA today, them niggas was basically ordained to be there. Them niggas was born to grow 6'11".
Cool.
Like these niggas was crown king way before they ever even picked up a basketball.
So God ordaining basketball players, champ. God ordaining basketball players. Hey, show me book, chapter, and verse where it was a nigga in the Bible's purpose on earth to hoop. Show me book, chapter, and verse where it was a nigga purpose in the Bible to hoop. This is what I'm saying. When you get to letting Christians, I ain't got nothing. I don't have nothing against them. I just want to have an honest conversation. When you get into letting these people talk about shit it's double talks all the time. It says Anton Daniels is a deca millionaire. At minimum. It says in the word, it is harder for a rich man to inherit the kingdom of God than it is to fit a camel through the eye of a needle. And yet this man worked like a dog to quadruple his net worth. I'm not calling him a hypocrite. I'm pointing out what people who have questions be looking at. Like, it say this, you doing that, then you telling me to do this. Like, but hold on. You feel me? Let's go.
Stop it, bro.
No, it's not stopping. How many niggas go undrafted?
It's a whole movie.
You can't not acknowledge the people who don't make it to the league.
Hoop dreams.
Bro, I know a lot of niggas with hoop dreams. I know a lot of niggas with basketball tattoos.
But this is why I don't debate religion, because even though I'm right, and I am right about people's faith and belief.
Gee, you not right till you right. When it comes to religion, ain't nobody wrong until somebody right. The Muslims ain't right about Allah or none of that until Jesus come back. The Christians ain't right till Jesus come back. The Muslims ain't right until whatever they rap, because I'm still studying that, but whatever they rapture is supposed to look like, until that occur, they not right either. It's just a bunch of niggas believe real hard in some shit. It's a whole bunch of niggas believe strong as hell in some shit, and that shit work because it's all encompassed in universal law. Prayer ain't nothing but a form of meditation, manifestation. It's a lot of ways to speak things into your life. Prayer is one of them. It's a form of one of them. It's universal law. The Bible tells you to practice universal law. The Quran tells you to practice universal law. That's why prayer works for everybody, no matter what they believe. I cracked that code already. Ben cracked that code. That's why atheists also get blessings. That's why atheists also can manifest, because they operating off universal law. It works for everybody. It don't matter what name you say when you pray. That's why niggas is calling Jesus Jesus when they know damn well that his name couldn't have been Jesus, because the letter J wasn't even around back then. Yet they still say in Jesus' name at the end of all their prayers, knowing that that couldn't have been Jesus's name, yet their prayers still work because it is universal law that you are practicing. Come on, man. Let me know as soon as I stop making sense.
Even though they don't have the evidence to prove otherwise, people will still debate you, because religion and spirituality is something that you just can't teach people. It has to be revealed to them. And so I don't feel compelled to prove people wrong, because I don't think that is meaningful. I think it's worthy of having a conversation about, because everybody got differences of opinions, and that's why I don't like operating in an echo chamber. But the reality,
bro, this one topic I would smoke Anton boots, bro. Anton, you see this? I know my following ain't big enough for you to even think about me. So cool, brush it off. It's in your best interest. It'll be a nigga coming up with 600 followers, smoke your motherfuckers, smoke the motherfucking heels off them clickers, boy. It'll be over with for you. Because I got too many questions you cannot answer. Over talking is not going to provide me an answer. Because as soon as you get done over talking and dancing around the fact that you don't have an answer, I'm going to ask you the question again and wait for you to answer. And then I got 10 more questions just like it. It's going to be Q&A. And I'm going to just sit back and watch you not make sense. Facts. There's fundamental principles that we cannot ignore. I'm just going to do it like this. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. It's things that we can't ignore. See, this is about cracking the codes. It's not about disrespecting nobody. It's not about being right. It's about being a real truth seeker. It's about having honest conversations. It's about decoding things. It's about gaining greater perspective. You can still stay your religion after watching this video. I'm not trying to convince nobody not to be religious. I'm having an honest conversation about why people be having so many questions and why they stay away from certain shit, because their questions do not have answers. It's not that they go unanswered. They do not have answers. And so that's the case. But hold on. I got y'all. I'm finna pull up something real quick. How old is Christianity? So Christianity is approximately 2,000 years old. How old is Islamic religion? The Islamic religion is approximately 1,400 years old. So Christianity, 2,000 years old. The Islamic religion, 1,400 years old. How old is humanity? Humanity is estimated to be appeared around 300,000 years ago. Again, I'm having a conversation about fundamental things that we cannot ignore. Humanity is 300,000 years old. Christianity is 2,000 years old. So 298,999 years of niggas was here before this belief system. And you will tell me that it is absolutely mandatory for me to believe in this belief system in order to inherit a fruitful afterlife. I logically will not disregard the shit I just said. So you can tell me it's useful, I'm with you. You could tell me it's meaningful, I'm with you. You could tell me it's valuable, I'm with you. When you tell me it's necessary, you went too far. Anybody just holler at me. Tell as soon the moment, the millisecond where I stop making sense to you, talk to me. Talk to me. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. Talk to me. They sitting around talking about faith. The definition of faith, once again. The definition of faith, once again. I'm going to pull it up this time. I want y'all to see it. I want for y'all to see it. Let's do it like this. I want for y'all to see it. The definition of faith right there. The second definition right here. Y'all see the mouse? Strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. So again, I'm finna say it the way only Classic could say it. Faith ain't nothing but feeling strong as a bitch about something. Anything at all. It doesn't make it real. Can it be real? Yes. Is it absolutely real because you believe strong as hell? No, man. It gotta happen. Gee, I've been here for a minute on Earth. For a minute. I don't know where I was at before this. They told me I was some Saturn or some shit. But I've been on Earth a minute. For a good minute. Niggas been telling me Jesus coming back since I was this big. Niggas been telling me Jesus coming back. I've been waiting on his ass. I got questions and I want to fade. Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to fade. I need it. You here now. So you was supposed to be the one that was gonna show up to free all us copper colored motherfuckers from this mistreatment around this hoe, yeah? Okay, so now you here. I got a question for you. Before we run this fade, wrap your hands while we talking. Before we run this fade, what took you so long, gang? No, on behalf of my ancestors, since you pulled up on my time in this bitch, I need to know what took you so long, champ. On behalf of my whole tribe. On behalf of every cotton picker that passed. On behalf of everybody who was around during Jim Crow. On behalf of everybody who was strung up, hung up, skint, you know what I'm saying, castrate, all that. Yeah. What took you so long, gang? Then you told us, you may not come, we want you here, but you on time. Now I'm here to let you know you tardy, bro. Put them bitches up. I need it. The fair one, the fairest one. And you ain't no book, chapter, and verse that say you got hands. So I know I'm finna put something to you. Yeah. Y'all don't want me to get loose talking about this shit for real. Let's really get into it. The slave Bible. People don't think about the slave Bible. The slave Bible had 90% of the Old Testament eliminated from it. 50% of the New Testament eliminated from it. Niggas like Moses, niggas like King David, people like Samson, stories were either not, well, Moses was omitted completely. David omitted completely. Samson's story was in some versions, but watered down. See, this is research that I've done, y'all. We can't ignore the fact that this information available because we want to feel strong as hell. You can feel strong as you want, but also don't ignore this shit being real. You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest problem with folks that's still indoctrinated is that they feel like if you don't believe in the exact way of this book, that you don't believe at all. Like it don't count. That's nasty work. So niggas look at me like, oh, you not going to heaven? You think I ain't going to heaven? Okay. All right. If you say so. Guess what? I ain't worried about it. I'm not concerned about it. I don't really live my life worried about what's gonna happen when I die. At all. I be eating right and shit. Like y'all live lives full of habits that's pushing y'all closer to the grave expeditiously. And y'all worried about why I'm not worried about what's gonna happen to me when I die, when I'm living a life that's conducive to living a long ass life. We having two different conversations, got two different thought processes all together. Two different type of niggas. See what I'm saying? See, people who first time is this video, yeah, this the type of work you getting. Ha! This the type of work you getting. Yeah. A real threat to the whole situation going on this YouTube. It's different over here. It's different over here with the codes. And when they as soon as they play with me about my language, I'm gonna clean it right up. Y'all don't know I spent 10 years, I spent a decade in corporate America. Soon as they send me a message about my language, I'm gonna clean it right up. But until then, I'm gonna rock out with my cock out. For sure. Yeah. Don't get me started, G. I'm trying to tell y'all, G. When I started the video, I'll let y'all know it could get here.
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out.
Yeah, but we're gonna keep it cool, man. We're gonna keep it cool. We at 47 minutes, man. I think we're gonna draw that one up, bro. We gonna call that one on the Anton Daniels after hours reaction. I think that's one of them topics that if we wanted to, we could sit on live and just stay on that video for like 3 hours. Every 2 minutes, interject. You know, I can give y'all some more, but honestly, y'all come here not to just watch the full reaction video, but to get my POV, I assume. That's why y'all came to the codes, you know what I'm saying? So I got to give y'all this work. You know what I mean? I had one person tell me, like, let the video play. Nigga, go to the link. It's always in the description. Just go to the link if you want to play the video straight through. You came to me to see my POV and my input on what they was already doing. Yeah. We not begging for no. We not begging for it. We got. It's this shit sell itself over here. Facts. Yes, Lord. Now it's that time, y'all. It's that time. We moving into the question of the day. Yes, Lord. Question of the day. Do most Western women have the itch? They say, class, what is the itch? How do I answer this? What is the itch? Y'all know I come through with the definitions. Let's go. So, defined by Classic, another Classic Codes definition official, the itch. The itch is the desire to have a time frame or frames where one may exercise their ability to be sexually free, loose, and liberated. Behavioral examples of scratching the itch may consist of, but are not limited to, provocative attire, risque social media presence, cheating on current companion, or providing unchallenging sexual access to multiple people. I give you the definition of the itch. Defined by the Classic Codes, man. Yes, sir. So the question of the day is, do most Western women have the itch? Talk to me, chat. I need the chat to weigh in. I know you on the move, Souls of Thought. Jay Zilla said, one book won't have the answers to modern women or men's problems. Agreed. Souls of Thought, there are still missing books. Enoch is a good one. Facts. Oh, yeah. Y'all was talking that talk. Do most modern women have an itch, fellas? Talk to me. I'm pondering on this while I wait on y'all to weigh in. Let me see. Do they? Most. So we go on most. We're gonna go technical definition of most. 51% or more. So it don't have to be an overwhelming majority, because sometimes when people say most, they don't use their vocabulary. You could say vast majority, meaning that you're leaning up 75%, 80%, like damn near all type conversation. But when I say most, I'm being technical here. If I had to draw a line in the sand and say, is there more women on this side that are like modest women, do not have a desire, they don't have that whole itch? Or is it more women on this side that they got the itch, whether they actually go through a whole phase and actually live it out, actually do it, they do have that itch. Like they do got that FOMO of the streets. They got that fear of missing. They feel like they didn't experience everything. And what the fuck do that mean? Whole shit, normally. That's what that means. So talk to me, chat. Do most Western women have the itch? For the people who just came in, we're going to go to the definition one more time. The itch, defined here by the classic codes. Another classic codes definition. The itch, also known as the whole itch. The itch is the desire to have a time frame or frames where one may exercise their ability to be sexually free, loose, and liberated. Behavioral examples of scratching the itch may consist of, but are not limited to, provocative attire, risque social media presence, cheating on current companion, or providing unchallenging sexual access to multiple people. The itch. What y'all say, chat? Woo-wee! Souls of Thought say 70%. That is a vast majority, if I do say so myself. Bro came in hot, said 70% got that itch. Now, of the 70 souls, and I know you on the move, so get to it when you can. Of that 70% that you feel in your theory have the itch, of 100% of that 70%, how many of them scratch? Talk to me, souls. I'll wait for you. I will wait for you. My answer to this, bum, 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 bum. I think yes. If I have to say the majority, yeah. But I don't want to put the onus just on the women without discussing nuance, because it wouldn't be a classic code conversation if we did that. I do want to say that I understand propaganda. I understand the agenda. I understand things that are at play. You know, I understand the entertainment industry. I see and I know about the ebbs and flows of the writing, the way things are presented, and how that impacts the public. It's called entertainment for a reason. It enters you, and that's why your spiritual diet is just as important as your physical one. Being mindful of what you read, what you watch, what you say, etc. Right? So if I did have to say most, I would say most because of those things that I understand are at play, and I understand social psychology, and I understand that it actually works effectively. So yes, I do believe that there are a majority of women in today's society, ethnicity aside, that would like to, or are going to, or have had a whole phase, a itch scratching session. Absolutely. I would have to say so myself. Souls of Thought said of that 100% of the 70%, he thinks 35% scratch. Now, is it only 35% because we said all ethnicities? Because I think Western women cheat quite a bit. So that's scratching. He said, how many people, Jay Zilla said, how many people scratch? Look, he wanted to know. What you think, Jay Zilla? What's up, man? Do you think do you believe most Western women have the itch? Yeah, I'm gonna have to say yes. I think that social psychology works very well. I think that for every one Rhapsody for female hip hop artists, there's 3 or 4 versions of a Meg Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? For every one J. Cole, you have 4 or 5 versions, 6, 10, 15 versions of a Future or a Young Thug or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's not by accident. That's not by choice. You're being spoon-fed. Not only bullshit, but you being spoon-fed a mentality, a thought process, your frequencies being impacted by this stuff is much deeper than what we taught to believe and understand. And it's much deeper than where the Bible even goes in some cases, right? There's some science to this shit too. You know what I'm saying? It's frequency. People don't understand how sound impacts them. All of that shit, from the choice of drums, the harmonies, the shit that they underlay in the vocals. I ain't finna get into all of that because that type of shit, you know, niggas will try to throttle your growth on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna crack that code just yet. I'm gonna wait till I'm unstoppable first. But yeah, we gonna come back to that. But I do think that most women have the itch. I will give extra grace and say that I don't believe it's necessarily their fault. Now, souls, 70% is crazy, but you might be right. I ain't gonna hold you. If Mr. McBride was here right now, he'd definitely say 99% of some wild shit. He definitely would. I bet he's gonna comment when he sees this and say some crazy shit like 100%. You know what I'm saying? Jay Zilla said, finding what you want means having times of discipline. As many as your itches come. Yeah, I mean, you definitely, that's the thing, though. That's why discipline is so powerful. That's why discipline is so powerful. Because if you can control certain energies and you can control certain urges and certain humanistic natures, you do become largely unstoppable. In regards to achieving things, you can move mountains. For sure. Souls of Thought said, what percentage of Western women not married? Let's pull it up real quick. I got you. We're just going to do the U.S. What percentage of women are married in the U.S.? Let's see. All right. In the U.S., the portion of currently married women has declined to below 50%, with unmarried women, including those separated, divorced, widowed, or never married, not now outnumbering married women. Specifically, the percentage of women currently married has decreased from a peak of 65.4% in 1960 to 46.4% in 2022, according to Bowling Green State University studies. Yes, sir. So only 46.4. So let's just say 46%. 46% of women are married. 64% of these women is in the streets. Yes, sir. Souls of Thought said I was close. Come on, dog. That's not a direct correlation, because you could scratch an itch and be married, brother. You act like all married people are faithful. Come on, dog. I know you're not about to try to play that game. I'm about to drop the link. I know you're not about to try to play that game. That's how you came up with your numbers? Shit, you lying to me. For sure, for sure. But yeah, that's my final answer on this is, do most Western women have the itch, meaning the whole itch, in other words? And I'm going to conclude with majority being more than 50%. Absolutely, yes. But it's not all the way their fault. They are a little zombified by certain things that are at play. Now, if they all tapped in with the codes, they would be aware and they can come out from under those types of thought processes and behaviors. But let's move on from the question of the day. What we got? Hold on, one more comment. Jay Zilla said, definition 2, discipline, determination. Facts. Those are the obvious codes, right? Like everybody know about those for sure, for sure. All right, y'all. It's story time. You know what it is. It's story time, and we heading to the wonderful world of TikTok. As usual, oh, my TikTok booming, man. I dropped a video today, and it looked like it's doing so. It looked like it's moving a little bit. That's what's happening. All right. I'm not at all positive what this woman's story is about. I listened to about 5 seconds and I said, charge it to the game. We using it. So hopefully she got a good one. We've been on fire. We've had some wild story times over the last week. Absolutely crazy shit. But this one seems a bit more tame. So let's go.
Not so funny story time. I feel like my life should be starring on an episode of Punk'd or Pranked or something like that, because that's exactly what the fuck it feel like. Excuse my appearance, my eyes. I've been crying all night. I have not slept in more than over 24 hours, but let's just dive right in. So boom, last night, Tuesday night, around like 9 p.m., he goes, I'm gonna go to the gym at the apartment complex, which is right down there. I was like, all right, cool. But I found it weird that he showered before he went to the gym.
I definitely shower before I go to the gym. I want to smell good when I start my workout. I'll probably be sweaty and, whatever after, and then I'm going to go get back in the tub. I definitely shower before I go to the gym. I don't know why she looking crazy. She must not go to the gym. Who want to show up to the gym smelling like all day? Hell no. Let's go.
Anyway, so I watched Love Island from 9 to 10. It's around 10 o'clock. I'm like, damn, he's still not back yet. I know he ain't working out like that. So, I'm sitting outside. Like, I got my little chair. I was sitting outside chilling, just waiting for him to, I was waiting to see him walk back. Never saw him walk back. So now it's about 10:45. I go sit inside, and somebody's doing this to the door. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck? My dog's going crazy, barking up a storm. I'm like, oh my God, he about to wake up my son. So I look through the peephole, but I guess my dog barking really scared him off or whatever. Because in the peephole, I saw somebody with a hoodie with their back turned, walking the opposite direction. I was like, oh nah. I texted him. I said, you still at the gym? ? No answer. I called him back to back to back. Because bro, I'm in here alone with a 3-year-old. What do you think? He had read my message too, but he wasn't responding to me. His messages went from blue iMessage to green. So he turned his phone off. He deliberately turned off the phone so that he didn't get my messages. Crazy work. So I took my ass to the gym. I ran all the way down there. I looked through the window. Nobody was in there. I ran all the way back. I'm blowing up his phone. Where are you? What's going on? Please answer the phone. Bro, answer the fucking phone. I remember he had 2 phones, so he had his other phone on him. So I reached out to that phone. And he was ducking my calls on that phone too. So
damn, you just now start calling the second phone? Crazy work. Let's go.
This is how I knew, whenever a man declines your FaceTime, he's with a female, 100%. Don't even discredit it. Don't even discount it. He is with a female.
Hey, this some young shit, chat. I'm finna show a little bit of my age, chat. This some young shit. He said, me too. Yeah, I'm showering before I go to the gym. Is y'all crazy? Definitely pulling up smelling like some cologne. If I can, who want to pull up smelling like a long day of work? But yeah, hey, I froze her at a crazy spot. But listen, what is she talking about? She anytime a man decline your FaceTime, he with a female. I decline your FaceTime because FaceTime me is the equivalent of showing up to my house without unannounced and just ringing the doorbell. How you just gonna try to just all of a sudden just call me and pull up where I'm at? That shit intrusive as hell. You know what I mean? I'm not with that shit. When that shit came out, I remember when that shit dropped, I was like, hell no, call me regular. Just pull up in my face. Hell no. That shit crazy. No Puffy on pull up in my face either. That shit sounded wild. Let's go.
So he finally texted me back at 11:56 talking about, I'm out right now. I'll be back soon. Be so fucking for real. So I'm over here tweaking. I'm freaking out. I'm just like, bro, where are you? Where are you? What?
Hey, she made up that jiggle at the door story too. She made that shit up. Wasn't nobody jiggling at that fucking door. She keeping consistent what she told his dumb ass to try to make him feel bad for whatever lie he was trying to sell her on why he took so long to come back to the crib. Let's go. I bet you I'm right. Let's go.
What are we doing? You've got your girl and your fucking 3-year-old son at the house. Where are you? Because mind you, this man does not have a car. Keep that in mind. So he must have Ubered somewhere. Don't know where it was. I texted one of his other coworkers. He didn't know where he was. I was like, bro, I'm over this shit. Mind you, I'm pacing back and forth in this apartment all night. I did not sleep at all. I've literally been up for more than 24 hours. I didn't eat anything. Like, I still feel shaky and sick. And I was having anxiety attacks, y'all. Last night, I really put me through the ringer. I had never felt like that before. I mean, y'all know the feeling like when your heart sinks into your ass and you don't know if you're going to throw up or doo-doo. Yeah, that. I literally have to wake up at 5:50 in the morning to get ready for work and to get my son to school by a certain time. It's 3 a.m. at this point. He's still not here. I'm still awake. 3:30. Finally, 4 o'clock passes around. I texted his mom. I was like, hey, I just want to let you know I don't know where he is. Are you able to get in contact with him if you can? And she immediately called me. She's freaking out, tripping, tweaking, geeking, whatever the fucking case may be. So she was like, I'm leaving work now. I'm calling the police. So she called the police. I didn't want to call the police, but she called the police. They basically said, they asked a bunch of questions. And, the cop was like, I'm going to be honest. Like, do you think he's at another girl's house? I was like, I would not.
This what I'm saying, G. This what I'm saying. Nah, all my life they said, women mature faster than men. Women are smarter than men. Women have better attention to detail. Women's intuition is undefeated. Where was all of that? He's not a missing person. What y'all calling 12 for? He hit you at 11:45. He said, I'm still out. I'll let you later. Whatever cheeks he clapping, them shits was good. I mean, what else you need? You calling his mama for what? You not going to sleep for what? You know what's going on. You know exactly what's going on. Go to sleep. Get up in the morning. And figure out what your next move gonna be. Because the way she telling the story sounds like she gonna cry and stay. Let's go.
I would not. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna be honest. And his mom was like, I don't think so. Like, that's not the way my son is. Nah, 100% Buki. Your son is at some other bitch's house. I knew it 100%, but it's just like, bro, crazy work. Because in 2025, you can never really like be so sure. He could have gotten in a car accident. He could have been dead. He could have got jumped. Like, there's just a bunch of different things that could happen. So of course, me being here and you being the father of my child, of course, I have to care for your well-being. So next thing you know, the cops is like, yeah, there's really not much we could do right now. Just kind of see if he shows up at the house in the morning, go to his job if he has work today or whatever. And I was like, bro. So I pulled up to his job probably around like 8:30 before I went.
Now, why would the police promote a potential domestic at the workplace? If you're looking for him, pull up to his job. I've been at work when somebody pulled up to the job before, and it turned into a domestic. So don't pull up to his job. Don't pull up to his job.
Went in there. I was gonna call him one more time. I called him, y'all. This the best part. I called him, and he just waking up. Yeah. Yeah. What, nigga? Where the fuck is you at? Where are you? I'm at a friend's house. You at a friend's house? Who's the friend? I'm at a friend's house. Who the fuck is the friend, my nigga? Like, why are we playing fucking dumb, slow, and stupid? Who the fuck is the friend? I was like, is it a female? I mean, yeah, it is a female. I'm gonna be honest, but it's not like that. Like, we didn't do nothing. It says every fucking man in the world. So yeah, I immediately blew the fuck up on him. I hung up in his face. He kept trying to call me. Bro, I promise you I will never in my entire life go through some shit like this ever again. When I say this, focus on yourself time and time again. Choose yourself time and time again, because I promise you, I've been with this man for 4.5 years. 4.5 fucking years, and that's how you gonna do somebody? Well, I was just so stressed. I've been under a lot of stress. So you go to a bitch's house and sleep on her couch and watch movies all night and ha-ha and kiki because you're stressed the fuck out about situations that you caused for yourself. I can't wait to see what these comments about to be. I need some type of uplifting. I need some type of encouragement. I need somebody to just tell me, regardless if I look like this right now, I'm still a bad bitch. It's just, bro, I was like, and the thing about it is, I'm literally out here. I stayed up all night, bro, all fucking night, worrying about his ass, thinking that something could have happened for him to be laid up on some bitch's fucking couch. Y'all want to hear?
Okay. All right. We got what we need. Listen here. They've been together 4.5 years. She has a child. Don't know if it's his. They need to have a deeper conversation. The man cheated, said he was under stress, said the stress pushed him to the side chick. They need to have a deeper conversation. I don't think that a man's lack of fidelity, especially if it seems to be an isolated incident, is enough of a reason to abort the mission completely. I believe that they should have a deeper conversation at play in regards to what voids he felt that he was able to fill with that other woman and why they weren't being fulfilled in the household. If they could sit down and be honest, if that young lady learns how to be a safe space, they could actually make a lot of progress and growth, learn to love each other deeper and stronger, and have a deeper bond in light of this. I think that sometimes the exit is too quick and too high on the list of resolutions. The man was honest when he got caught. To a degree, he definitely clapped her cheeks. He was honest when he got caught to a degree. And he was willing to admit that stress drove him to his decision making. Her saying you're doing stuff to relieve stress that you caused on yourself, I don't know why that makes sense to her. No matter what causes the stress, I want relief. What the fuck? And whether I cause the stress on myself, whether you stressing me the fuck out, whether it's work, whether it's a combination of life, a whole bunch of shit, I still want relief. And if you are not the relief, then that's could be the root or one of the foundational questions that are a part of the deep conversation that her and her guy need to have. I don't think they need to break up if they truly been together for 4.5 years. I think they need to gain understanding. They've clearly grown in one direction or the other, and they need to get back running parallel. So I'll always put the link to the TikTok creators information in the edited version of this video, as always, so y'all can go tap in with her. Maybe she got some great content or some even better stories to tell and stuff like that. But more so than anything, this sister seemed like her heart hurt, so I hope she heal up well and heal up decent and don't make no deplorable decisions with her newfound singleness. Yes, Lord. So that's it for the story time. Now we moving into the code language. Ooh, this the one. We doing code language for the day, loyalty. Let's tap into the definition first. You know, with the code language, we always start off with the book definition, and then we go from there. So the definition of loyalty, the quality of being loyal. That's fine. We can dig a bit deeper. Let's look up the definition of loyal. Loyal definition, giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person or an institution. I'll read that again. The definition of loyal, giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person or institution. Loyal. So, when we start talking about loyalty and giving or showing constant support or allegiance, constant support or allegiance. Let's look at the definition of allegiance because we discussed support already. Loyalty or commitment of a subordinate to a superior or of an individual to a great cause. Hold on. My bad, chat. Hold on, chat. Technical difficulty. Allegiance, loyalty or commitment of a subordinate to a superior or of an individual to a group or a cause. That's what allegiance is. So we start talking about loyalty. We start talking about being loyal. We start talking about allegiance. Jay Zilla said, "Can I get the origin?" Was you with the spelling bee, dog? He said, diplomatical thought for sure. Souls of Thought said he went to a snow cone. Y'all, wow. They talking about the story time. All right, y'all. Loyalty, man. So, with that being said, I think that loyalty is one of those things that means something different to everybody. Of course, we can sit here and we read the book definitions of all the words when we do the code language conversations, but we all know that sometimes words are used in different ways in society, and in society they have different definitions, even from the book. And if everybody's deciding to use the word the same way that is different from the definition, that becomes the definition of the word when you're out and you're communicating. One thing about loyalty is it's not a linear thing. Even though there's a definition associated to it, loyalty means something different to everybody. You can have a situation where I call, somebody close to me and say, "Hey man, you can ride with me or you cannot ride with me. I'm finna go do something stupid." Flat out. I ain't answering no questions about what it's about. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on that. And you can slide with me or not, I'm going regardless. Right? To one person, loyalty is the person on the other side of that phone trying to talk them out of it, trying to talk some sense into their head, trying to talk them off the ledge, bring them down. That's loyalty to one person. To another person, loyalty is, "I'll be ready in 5 minutes." Which person's right? Which person is wrong? You see what I'm saying? To another person, "I'll be ready in 5 minutes." When both of y'all locked up, you looking at them from across the jail like, "Man, you should have talked me out of that dumb shit. You knew I was in a dark place. I blame you." Then you got resentment on the other side, like, "Man, I'm being blindly loyal to you, and look what the situation is for me." Right? Then you got some people that say, "You talked me out of that, and I should have went and go handle that business. And now I can't handle it no more." Whatever said business may have been. So loyalty means, I'm just giving y'all an analogy or a situation where you can understand that loyalty means something different to a lot of people. Like, loyalty don't mean the same thing to everybody. So it's just not a linear thing. Like, to me, I feel like loyalty is understanding that life is all encompassing. Understanding that to be long standing with somebody is going to involve ebbs and flows, because everybody go through different things on their journey. You got different rates of growth. You have people with different trajectories than others. You have people with different, desires in regards to what type of family infrastructure they want to establish for themselves. So that breeds different sets of priorities at different time frames in life at different ages. And if you can understand all of those things, then you can understand that loyalty is going to consist of, like it said, an allegiance, but maybe it's not always going to show up in the way of the constant support. It may show up in the way of allegiance. Like, look, I can't always be there. You got homies, like I got day one homies, like one of my closest friends got 5 kids. Like, bro can't always pull up, bro. He got 5 kids. You feel me? But if I need him, hey, bro, I need you. He gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's loyalty. We don't talk all the time. We ain't spending hours on the phone. We not doing none of that. It's just, bro, you good? Them babies good? Everything good? We good. He hit me, you good? I'm good. It's good then. We doing something, we got a show, we got to move around, we got to go to another, what we doing? Shit, I'm gonna let you know I got some shit in play. Bet, say less. And it's like that. But when I tell you, loyal to the soil, loyal to the soil. But to somebody else, that's not loyalty. If they don't hear from you in 3 months, 6 months, it's damn. Your phone don't work. Well, damn, you ain't hit me back. Niggas harboring resentment, feeling some type of way whole time. Should be small and petty. They got no reason why. They got no understanding of why you out of contact. They already offended in the door. Them ain't your friends, and that shit ain't no loyalty. That's not loyalty, in my opinion. Jay Zilla said, "If you're loyal to the definition of blackness, saving the group in America is complicated. Because there is or are many tribes in the blackness, right? If you're loyal to the definition of blackness, saving the group in America is complicated because there is or are many tribes in the blackness, right? No, I think black in America is one thing. Like if you want to, it's two different conversations you could have. I appreciate your question. It's two different conversations you could have. Like black in America is one thing. It's the displaced indigenous people. That's what black is in America. The displaced indigenous people. So the people that was here in different tribes and different colonies when the colonizers showed up and when they got to taking shit over and mixing and blending us and mixing us and washing away our history and all of that shit, we lost our tribes. We lost for the people who can't trace back. A lot of people lost their history, their lineage, their tribe, they understand it. Then they told us the history they wanted us to know, which is why you got a bunch of people who bloodline from around this motherfucker thinking that they from Ghana somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to be loyal to the definition of blackness in America is not complicated. I would have to disagree with you, Jay Zilla. I don't think it's complicated at all. I think we all know what a black man is. Now, would I be pleased if all the copper-colored people start looking at each other like brothers and sisters to a degree? Kinda. I mean, I still believe in natural born enemies. I believe in the concept of nature. So I don't think all black people are supposed to get along, just like I don't know that black and white people are supposed to be cohabitating. I don't know that naturally, that's supposed to be the case. You would have to take me astro project me to a time or a dimension or something where I could see how it used to be historically before there was this many people on Earth. Like when it was Western and you could go to a small town and, you know, the population was 400 people. Were those towns integrated naturally or was everything naturally segregated? And then civilization start pushing the ideology of all of us are human and we could coexist living next door to each other and on top of each other. Because the shit ain't been peaceful since. I'm going to just let y'all know that. But back to the subject at hand, though. I appreciate the question, Jay Zilla. Loyalty, man. I think that, like I say, it's something that means something different to everybody. I think that if you desire to be a loyal person, then the people that you desire to be loyal to, you should have an understanding of what loyalty means to them. If you desire to be loyal, you should have an understanding of what it means to be loyal to them, because you could be being loyal the way that you see fit, and a person could literally not see loyalty the same way. So I don't know, man. It's what, again, like when we break these code languages down, normally it's just a word or two, and then we get into talking about it and we start applying it to life, and we start talking about how much nuance it has to it and the application of it and the misapplication of it. And it just makes you realize why effective communication is such a fruitful skill to have. Because like the way I'm cracking these codes every day and the way I'm pushing this workout to y'all every day, I'm finna make a lot of money doing this shit. But doing the codes and breaking all this shit down, it really does make me understand why understanding isn't necessarily as common as we feel like it should be. It helps me to understand why comprehension isn't as common as we feel like it should be. Because if you're simply operating off of your public school American education and you didn't seek anything further, even if you went to college, I'm gonna go that far, even if you went to college and you don't seek anything further in the way of literature, film, art, additional leisure education to broaden your horizons, you'll have a very difficult time understanding nuance in communication. And because the lack of understanding for nuance, you'll look at everything like right and wrong, black and white, A or B, like it's a Scantron, when actually a lot of times things are in the gray. They're in the gray. Somebody say, oh, this person disloyal. Well, what did he do? What did he do? Well, I was struggling with alcoholism, and you know, I had went to rehabilitation. And I had been clean for 100 days, and my birthday came around, and I just wanted to have a shot. So I just only had one freaking shot, man. I only had one freaking shot, dude. And my buddy goes and tells my mom and freaking dad that I had a shot. He's freaking disloyal, dude. I tamed it. I had the situation under control. One person would say, the person that's in the situation that's upset, they say, man, you disloyal, man. I had it under control. I said I just wanted one shot for my birthday. That's all I had. And you didn't have to go running off at the mouth because I told you I had it under control and I showed you I had it under control. And the homie could say, man, I was trying to be loyal to you and look out for you because you know you struggle with addiction, and one shot may be all it takes to push you back over. So I'm being loyal to you and looking out for your best interest regardless of how you feel. And somebody on the outside looking at the situation, one thinks the person's disloyal, the other person thinks they're being completely loyal, and a person looking at it from a third party could be like me and say, I understand both of y'all positions. Totally understand both of y'all positions. And I think that's what we get to when we crack codes. We get to a place where we're understanding of all of it. We have our own individual position and our reason why, and then we have our understanding of how everybody else sees it too and their reasons why, even though we disagree. I think we master that. I think we through all of these code languages and all of these live streams and all of these discussions that we have and the panels that I'm about to start bringing to y'all, we keep tapping in this way. I really think the impact is going to be significant. For sure. Make sure everybody sliding through here, hit that like button. All right, y'all. So it's that time. That's the code language for the day. Loyalty. So it's that time, man. Chat Q&A. Y'all know what it is. I'm going to play the rest of this track. Throw me a question. We're going to get into the question. If nobody has a topic or a question, we'll call it for the day, man. We are an hour and 26 minutes in. It's y'all time to shine. He said logic over emotion. That's me all day long. I'm just all about the truth. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how the truth may make me feel, that's what I want. And a lot of people aren't necessarily that way. A lot of people are seeking comfort over truth. And that's okay too. But when it's time to have a conversation with a truth seeker and you're more of a faith seeker or a comfort seeker, shit could get rocky if you don't understand nuance and multiple perspectives, ideologies, and where they intersect and coexist and where they differ. Shit can get rocky. Or it could just be an exquisitely intriguing conversation if both people have a certain level of understanding and intellect. It's one of those things, man. Logic over emotion is me all day long. But yeah, man, chat Q&A, man. Y'all talk to me. Somebody got a topic, somebody got a question, somebody got a POV they want me to provide, anything. Let me know. Let's go.
Cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles. I ain't gotta stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours. I ain't gotta stop to sleep. Y'all put in that time, put in work. I'm a different breed. My work ethic marine. Mama mentality, shout out to Bean. Coach Life Sweat, City Society T. I'm in the gym working out clean. Bag work, 5 punch combinations, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me.
Talk to me, chat. I got the code. Woo! I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it ends with me. What's up, chat? We ain't got nothing. We gonna call it. It's been an hour 30. I'm cool with it, man. Y'all let me know. Y'all tapped out. I know so. Fighting out of the south. Oh shit! Standing at 6'2". I ain't finna turn y'all up like that, man. But yeah, man, look like we don't got enough for chat Q&A. That's all. We got one. Souls of Thought in the fourth quarter, shooting from 3 out the corner. Let's go. What is the greatest quality a friend can obtain? Or have. He said, or have. What is the greatest quality that a friend could have? When you say the greatest, I'm trying to think of one. That's why I'm silent, bro. I just want to think of one. The one that means the absolute most to me. The one, if I could prioritize one quality to put at the top of that list, number one, for a friend to have. Confidentiality. For me, the answer will be confidentiality. I believe that confidence, or being able to communicate with people in confidence and it remain confident, is one of the rarest qualities for a person to have, period. So when you ask me what the greatest quality is, I'll give you the answer of what I believe the rarest quality is, which would be confidentiality. What about y'all, man? What do y'all think? What's the greatest quality a friend can obtain or have? Make sure that y'all let me know in the comments, tap in. I would be very interested to see what y'all think is the number one greatest quality that a friend could have. But yeah, I think that somebody mastering how to be I think somebody mastering how to actually be that safe space to you, I think that's probably the greatest quality somebody can have. I don't think it's a diamond. It's like finding a hidden cave somewhere in the wild. You know what I mean? But when you get it, I definitely feel like you got to nurture that for sure, for sure. Jay Zilla said 333 in the chat. But I appreciate that, man, for the chat Q&A question of the day. Dope ass question, souls. Let me know if you're streaming tonight, bro. But yeah, man, with that one, we're going to wrap it up, man. You know what I need y'all to do? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if y'all don't do nothing else, make sure you stick to the codes. Yeah.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart and now hardened